Hello friends, welcome to Success Formula for You. Let me tell you that correct grammar is your key to speak English fluently. Knowing English grammar thoroughly will help you nail your confidence in speaking in English. Especially when you're attending a job interview, the employer will be attracted if you speak fluently in English and you stand to gain an edge over your competitors in getting the job. Hence, I'm glad to give you this class on the way you have to use the articles in English. Before we go into the topic, let me please remind you that those who are watching this video, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please first press the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon. Now, let's proceed to the topic. An article is a word that is used before a noun to show whether the noun refers to a specific thing or not. Thus, the English articles are a, an, and the. Even though we write it as ye, the right pronunciation is a. So now let's look at how these articles in English are classified. It is basically classified into two different categories. One is the definite articles the and the indefinite articles a and an. So now let's discuss about where you have to use a and an. See, all of you are familiar that A, E, I, O, U are the 5 letters of the English alphabet, which is referred as vowels. And all the other remaining letters are referred to as consonants. So, as far as the English consonants is concerned, B, C, D, F, G, like this, the list goes, isn't it? All the other letters of the English alphabet, other than A, E, I, O, U, is referred to as consonant. So, A, E, I, O, U is referred to as the vowels. So, A has to be used, the letter A, and when you pronounce it, you have to say a. There is a book, there is a pen, so that is used before a consonant, and an should have to be used before a vowel sound. Now let's see how it can be applied. So as I told you, a is used before a consonant. See, a girl. G is a consonant, is not a vowel. All of you know A, E, I, O, U is vowel. All the other letters of the English alphabet is referred to as consonant. So as G is a consonant, we are using a. Again, if you look at the next example, a cat. So C is a consonant. So we are using a. Again, dog, your dog. So what you are doing? D is a consonant. That's why you are using a dog. So a table. So T is a consonant. A chair. So C also is a consonant. So while putting it in sentences, she is a girl. A dog has entered the house. A table is required in the classroom. Provide a chair to sit. So this is how. So girl is a noun before a noun, and as that particular noun is starting with a consonant letter, that's why we are using a. Every sentence, if you observe, because it is a consonant, we are using the article a. Now let's look at where you have to use an. So an is used before a vowel sound. What are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. So an old lady is sitting there. O, A, E, I, O, U. So this O is a vowel, and that's why we are using an before O. So an old lady is a noun. So an old lady is sitting there. There is an elephant. So E is a vowel. That's why we are using an before it. She is traveling abroad in an aeroplane. So A is a vowel, and that's why we have used an in the sentence. Give me an orange. So O is a vowel. So that's what you have understood. So before a consonant, you have to use the article a, and before a noun which starts with a vowel, you will have to make use of the article an. There are certain words in English which starts with a vowel but sounds like a consonant. A university, a uniform, a European. We are not telling ye European. Ye is a silent word. So we are starting it with you. So that's why you're using here actually ye. There are certain other exceptions to the usage of an article. There are certain words which starts with a consonant, but the consonant may be silent. And the vowel which lies as a second letter will have to be pronounced. An honest man. We don't say honest. Ha. H is not pronounced. H is a silent word. The right pronunciation is an honest man. Honest, on. An hour. We don't say hover. Hover is not the right pronunciation. You have to pronounce it as hour. An honorable person. Honorable. So H again is a silent word here. Then again, there are certain other exceptions to the rules. There are words which begin with the letter O, which is a vowel, but whose pronunciation will sound like va. Just observe below. A 1 rupee note. We don't say on rupee note. It is a 1 rupee note. Va. You pronounce it as va. So that's why we are using a. Actually, I told you before a vowel, you will have to use an. But here, though there is a vowel as O in ONE, one, but you are pronouncing it as one, va. So you are not pronouncing the vowel, and that's why we are using a. A owner of the car. So, owner, isn't it? So that's why here also a has to be used. Now, again, there are some more rules which you need to master. And see, let me give you one piece of advice in this context. If you want to master the skills of understanding where to use these different articles, the one thing what you have to do is you don't have to learn the rules by heart. You have to see when I give you one sentence. See, if you look at this slide, I have told you rule 1 before a countable noun. Countable noun is which can be counted, a noun which can be counted. If I say pen, you can count how many pens are there on the table. So there may be a few pens. Bring a few pen means you can say how much. 3 pens or 4 pens. It is countable. So I have told you I have a pen. So what you have to do in order to master this is you frame more and more sentences. When I say I have a pen, you say I have a book, I have an house, I have a what you say pencil, I have an eraser. So like that, a and an, whatever it is. So similar sentences you try to construct at least 5 sentences. When I have given you one example, similar 5 other sentences you will have to write. So in this way, if you practice, you will be able to master the skill. You don't have to learn anything by heart. So give me a book, give me a pen, give me a pencil, give me a box. So like this you will have to frame more sentences. Give me a glass of water. I need an umbrella. She is eating an orange. Right? So O is a vowel. That's why we are using an. So rule 2 is what? Even if it is a countable noun, when using plural, articles should not be used. She bought a few umbrellas for her family. Countable noun. Umbrellas is a countable noun. Even if it is a countable noun, when using plural, articles should not be used. She bought a few umbrellas. There are some oranges on the bowl. Rule 3 is what? When you are referring a woman or a man or an animal for the first time, you can use a or an. But when you are referring to the same person or the same animal or thing, the second time you can use the article the. You are writing 2 sentences. So first sentence, you have to make use of a or an. But when you are going to continue that sentence with another sentence, when you are referring to that same noun, on the second sentence, you will be able to use the article the instead of a or an. See, if you look at this example, I saw an old lady crossing the road. The old lady was knocked down by a truck. So, in first sentence, if you look at, I saw an old lady. I use the article an. So in the second sentence, I am going to refer to the same old lady whom I referred in the first sentence. So that's why it is an understood fact. When I say the old lady, it refers to the lady whom I have referred in the first sentence. So the old lady was knocked down by a truck. So just bear in mind when you're talking about one thing or one person or one animal, in the first sentence, there you have to use a or an, but in the forthcoming sentences, you can make use of the before the noun. Now, in the next example, if you see, there was a snake inside his cabin. The man killed the snake. There was a snake. A snake was there in his cabin. That snake was killed by the man. The man killed the snake. The snake refers to the snake which was referred in the first sentence. Hope all of you understood. If at all some part of it, if you don't understand, you can very well put it in the comment so that we can come out with some more videos explaining that particular aspect which you are finding it difficult to understand. Now the rule 4 is the article a and an is used when we express certain commercial measurements. He earns 1,000 rupees a day. So the speed of that car is 80 kilometer an hour. Tomato sells 45 rupees a kilogram. So before that measurement, you are writing a or an, depending upon the whether you have used a vowel or a consonant. Now the rules for using the definite article the. The article the is used before a noun which is repeated after it has been introduced once before. See what I have been telling you in the previous slide. That is what we are emphasizing in this slide. I bought an orange yesterday, a rat ate the apple. Once upon a time, there was a fox in the forest. The fox was very cunning. So, once upon a time, there was a fox, I'm telling. That same fox I'm referring in the second sentence. The fox was very cunning. My friend gifted me a beautiful handbag. A beautiful handbag. So, the handbag was blue in color. Which handbag we are referring? We are referring to that handbag which we have mentioned in the previous sentence. Now the rule 2 is the is used before a noun which is the only one of its kind in a given situation. The principal is very strict because a college will have only one principal. So when I say the principal, everybody understands that that particular person who is appointed as principal, about that person we are talking. The hospital is in the next street. So there may be only one hospital in that street or in the next street. The station is very far off from you. There are not plenty of stations in one area. So one place there will be only one station. So they may say the station is very far. The students are very obedient to the staff. Rule 3, the is used before a noun which is accompanied by a qualifying phrase or a clause. The girl who wears a red sari is the winner. The girl who wears a red sari. That greenhouse is ours. The woman who sells fruits lives in our area. The woman. The woman who sells fruits lives in our area. The student sitting in the front row is the class topper. The student sitting in the front row is the class topper. The professor Now, qualifying phrase, who won the award? The professor who won the award is an adept in the subject. So, when you're mentioning about a person or when a noun is being accompanied by a qualifying phrase, there is a necessity for using the article the. Another instance where the is used before a noun that represents a whole class or kind. The cow gives us milk. We are not talking about one particular cow. In general, we are talking. Usually, cow gives us milk. The people of the village are very hardworking. That means every people, every individual staying in that village is hardworking. That's why we are referring it collectively. The people of the village. The jasmine smells superb. So not one particular jasmine. It is in general we are telling. Usually jasmine flowers smell superb. So that's why the jasmine smells superb. The tiger is cruel. The should be used before the name of the objects, which is only one. That's what I have been telling you. The sun rises in the east. That doesn't differ. It is always the same, universal. So the stars shine brightly in the sky. Now, if you observe, I have used the for the stars and the for the sky. The earth rotates round the sun. These are all universal truth. And it is only one. There is not many sun. Only one sun is there. So the Taj Mahal is one of the seven wonders of the world. So if you look at these sentences, most of the sentences, the is used again repeatedly. It is being used because you are talking about something which is universal. The is used before the names of the mountains, before the names of hills, oceans, when you refer to rivers, monuments, religions, literatures, and group of islands. The Himalayas. When you're talking about the mountains, the Indian Ocean, you're talking about the oceans. So there is only one Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, the Ganges, the Kaveri, the Ramayana. So this is how, when it is only one, before the name of oceans, before the name of rivers, the religions, in all this, the Hindus, the Christians, the Muslims. So you have to make use of the article the. And the article the should have to be used before the name of musical instruments. When you're talking about some musical instruments, you have to make use of the article the guitar, the keyboard, the veena, the tambura. So next rule is the should have to be used when you speak in the superlative degree. So positive, comparative and superlative. So she is the best student of the class. Good, better, best. So when you are using the superlative, before the superlative, you will have to make use of the word the. She is the best student. He is the most intelligent of the class. It is the most wonderful campus in the world. He is the best actor of the South Indian film industry. She has been conferred with the best teacher of the year. So whenever you are using the superlative degree, you will have to make use of the article the before the superlative degree. Hope all of you found this interesting. If you have any doubts, feel free to put your doubts in the comments. By the way, thank you for watching this video. Keep regularly watching my videos and giving your comments, and do subscribe the channel without fail. So press the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell icon so that you get all updates